Dollywood is a beautiful theme park tucked away in the Smoky Mountains in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It is home to a variety of unique and fun attractions along with 9 really solid roller coasters. I had the pleasure of visiting this park for the first time in July of 2021 and had an amazing 2 days here. And that's something I'll start this video off with. You basically have to do at least 2 days at Dollywood, especially in the summer, for 2 main reasons. First, the park is fairly big and can get very crowded during the summer months, so it would probably be pretty hard to do the park in 1 day, and basically impossible for re-rides on your favorite attractions. And secondly, Dollywood's ticket prices are pretty high, $80 for just a 1-day ticket, which even for this park is a bit steep. Then again, also worthy of note is pretty much everything in the Pigeon Forge area is overpriced, so it's not really that bad by comparison. Anyway, the 2-day ticket price is $100, still pricey, but much more economical, with it only being $50 a day, and you definitely want 2 days. Dollywood also leaves a great first impression when you drive up and walk up to the park entrance. You can see Wild Eagle prominently in the skyline from the road, and Lightning Rod from the parking lot as well. The parking was very well organized in the morning and had trams taking park guests regularly to the front without much of a wait. The parking lot is very narrow and skinny, so don't be too surprised if you go on a summer day and have to park in the C or D lots. They fill up quickly. Another thing about getting to Dollywood, get there early. Try to get there at least 30 minutes before the park opening, or maybe even an hour, so you can get a jump start when the rope drops to get on the rides, though lots of other people will have similar ideas. As for the areas of Dollywood, the front entrance is called Show Street and doesn't have any big rides or attractions aside from the main gift shop and a few restaurants. You can then go either left or right instead of a main midway like Magic Kingdom or Kings Island, for example. I suggest going right if you really want to go on Lightning Rod, as that has had a multitude of technical difficulties in the past, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to go there for your first ride. If you don't have that as high of a priority, or Lightning Rod isn't quite open yet, the case for my first visit, I suggest going left. I made the mistake of continuing to go past Lightning Rod, but that just led to a long path up a hill without a ton of rides until towards the back of the park. By going left, you still go uphill, but get to some major attractions a lot quicker. The first area you enter from the left is Timber Canyon, which is home to both Thunderhead and Mystery Mine, 2 of the best attractions in the park, and they can get lengthy lines, so it's a good idea to hit these first. As you continue up the hill, you eventually can go around a turn past Mystery Mine to enter the park's newest area, Wildwood Grove, which is home to a lot of family attractions at the park and Dragonflyer. This area also gets pretty crowded, so be sure to hit up Dragonflyer early if you want the credit, or even the Moose on the Loose type attraction, Black Bear Trail. The area is also home to a drone show Dollywood does in the summer, which looks great, but I didn't have the opportunity to see it when I visited. This is also the potential site of a new for 2023 coaster, so be on the lookout for construction if you go in 2022. Past the entrance of Wildwood Grove is a nice relaxation zone with great views of Wild Eagle, where a splash battle attraction actually used to be. As you continue down the main path, you then reach Wilderness Pass, which is home to 3 more of Dollywood's signature attractions: Wild Eagle, Fire Chaser Express, and Tennessee Tornado. Fire Chaser Express easily gets the longest wait between these 2, so probably hit that one first, followed by Wild Eagle, and then Tennessee Tornado. Past Tennessee Tornado, you then start going downhill and pass by Blazing Fury, the park's only indoor attraction, which doesn't usually have too bad of a wait, so it's great for a cool down on a hot day. You then enter Craftsman's Valley, which doesn't have a ton of attractions, mainly just the park's fantastic log flume, Daredevil Falls. But it has a lot of charm, and this area definitely feels the most like Silver Dollar City, with 1800s theming and even a working blacksmith you can watch. This area also kind of intertwines with another area, Owen's Farm, home to pretty much just Barnstormer and S&S Scream and Swing, and the Grist Mill. The Grist Mill is of course the host to the amazing and deservedly famous cinnamon bread, which I can confirm is delicious and also gets a decent line when the park is crowded, but don't miss it. The path then winds down to a couple areas, the first of which being Country Fair, which is another family-focused section of the park that I didn't spend a ton of time in as it's kind of off in its own corner. But it is home to the station of the Dollywood Express, which is a must-do attraction. It uses a real train that used to be operational in Alaska with real coal for the engine instead of the more commonly used steam. The train takes you right through the middle of the park and past Wildwood Grove, and probably is a great place to see the potential roller coaster construction for 2023. The final couple of sections are Rivertown Junction and Jukebox Junction, the former not home to a ton other than a real soaker of a rapids ride, Smoky Mountain River Rampage. Jukebox Junction is probably my favorite themed area of the park, not only for its signature ride, Lightning Rod, but also the fantastic 50s theming throughout the land. It's honestly close to Disney level. And with that, you've done a full loop around the park, and as you can see, there's a lot to do here, and I think it's worth 2 or maybe even 3 days, depending on your trip plans. Other than rides and attractions, Dollywood still has a lot to offer, from great food, friendly employees, and great music and shows playing throughout the park. The music and shows I think really sets this park above a park like Kings Island for me, because it just adds so much to the overall atmosphere and makes it even more unique. The food is also great, with of course having the famous cinnamon bread, but also sit-down restaurants including Aunt Granny's and the Front Porch Cafe, but also quick service options like Till and Harvest in Wildwood Grove or Red's Drive-In and Jukebox Junction. I also love how nice the employees have here really exemplify the Southern charm, especially the main ride-up during my visit at Mystery Mine was literally doing stand-up comedy while I was in line, which made the wait a lot more entertaining. Overall, Dollywood is a fantastic theme park and a real destination park in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And by that I mean it's definitely worth driving more than 5 hours to get here, or even flying here, because you'll find the theming, atmosphere, and roller coasters don't disappoint in the slightest. There's also the Dreammore Resort that you can stay in right near the park, which I did not stay in, but it looks like a great resort if you have the money for it. And that's a wrap for this review of Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Be sure to check out my other Dollywood coaster reviews, as well as my ranking of all the coasters in the park, and subscribe for more theme park content.